Hello there, this is David from David Books and Comics, and today I want to talk about the writing and the artwork of Darwyn Cooke. Darwyn Cooke, as many of you may know, was born in Toronto, Canada in 1962 and died far too young at the age of 53 in 2016. And in that time span of his life, he produced quite a number of made very important contributions to graphic art in particular, including animation, storyboard creations for films, for animated films, and of course, some beautiful artwork for companies like DC Comics, where he did some work on Catwoman and on the Justice League in a series called The New Frontier. This one is The Minutemen, and it came out in 2012, and it's called Before Watchman. And as many know who've read the Watchmen graphic novel, know that the Minutemen were the precursors to the Watchmen. The Minutemen were the superhero characters from the 1940s. And here you have cover art by Darwyn Cooke, of course, and the character you see before you is the Night Owl, the original version of Night Owl. So just to have a look, more than any other artist, I think, with few exceptions, like people like Alex Ross and others, Darwyn Cooke had a real appreciation for the genre that he was contributing to, the genre of the superhero. So I'm just going to do a little deep foray into the. These are the Minutemen. You have Killer Moth, Dollar Bill, Night Owl. You have the Comedian, the original one. You have the Hooded Justice, Silk Spectre. The original Doctor Manhattan, and all kind of iconic characters that represented other characters from the Golden Age. There's Silk Spectre, the original Silk Spectre, the Golden Age one, inspired by characters like Phantom Lady, the Blonde Phantom, and so on. The superheroines of the 1940s, usually appearing in the late 1940s. There's Killer Moth. Darwyn Cooke had a real talent for graphic storytelling. There's Dollar Bill. Okay, so that's issue number 1. So the Watchmen, this is the first edition slipcase, the first embossed with the comedian's thing, the first edition of the bound volume of The Watchmen. And it gives you the history. The writer, of course, is Alan Moore. The creator is Dave Gibbons. Colorist is John Higgins. So this is the original Watchmen. The original Watchmen, the original covers. But what's unique about this volume is that it gives you the backstory of how the creation came about. introduction by Alan Moore himself, the writing, Rorschach, Night Owl, comedian, the original look of the Watchman, Silk Spectre, Ozymandias, Dr. Manhattan. Obviously inspired by the Atom, Captain Atom, as you can see. So, as you can see, this was intended to be Thunderbolt. There's Night Owl, which is intended to be Blue Beetle, as you can see. So this gives you the whole backstory. It's the original look of Rorschach. And there's the comedian, or peacemaker. There's another Silk Spectre, or Nightshade. And these are the Minutemen, the original Minutemen. So you had the original Night Owl, the original Silk Spectre, and then you had Brother Knight, or I think they changed the name to Hooded Justice, Dollar Bill, Comedian, Killer Moth, and some of the original artwork that was conceived. Silhouette. I'm trying to think of her name, and that's Silhouette, which appears in the Before Watchman. So obviously, Alan Moore and Darwyn Cooke really honored the concept. People call it a deconstruction of the superhero, but that's a kind of self-serving kind of understanding of what Watchmen was all about. I think Watchmen was a homage to the superhero. The subsequent work of Alan Moore and things like Tomorrow Stories indicates that he was really interested and very respectful of the comic book genre that he was writing in. And similarly with the artist, Dave Gibbons. Anyway, so we'll continue on with the Minutemen. So this is issue number 2, beautiful Darwyn Cooke cover. There you go. It has a gritty kind of look. It's a really, really a well-written story, actually. Showcasing both the excellent use of the word bubbles and the combination of artwork. If you notice the paneling, it's the traditional paneling that you see in most of the Golden Age comic books, if you have any of them. There's a silhouette. Noir kind of story. It's a combination of noir and superhero. A real homage to the Golden Age storytelling with the effective use of paneling. So that's issue number 2. And this is Silhouette on the cover. Sorry, that's the comedian. That's Silhouette on the cover. And there's the original Night Owl, looking like the Blue Beetle, actually. And there's the, if you look here, you see in this panel, Minutemen. And if any of you know the, I think it's all Story Justice or something. Oh, anyway, this is the Justice Society of America on a cover. It's a homage to that. So clearly, Darwyn Cooke knew what he was doing um, in terms of capturing the sense of the Golden Age superheroes. There you go. And there's Silhouette and the original Silk Spectre. There's the comedian. It's wonderfully paneled. Wonderful story. Excellent artwork. Use of noir and shading. So there you go. So that's issue number 3. And this is issue number 4. And that's Killer Moth on the cover. Interesting contrast. Interesting. And then again, and then again. It's Darwyn Cooke in his artistic genius. Very subtle, but obvious. This is a really well-crafted series. Well worth the read. But unlike many, or I should say not many, but some comic book creators of today, they tend to be a bit self-serving and self-indulgent in the way they create their stories, rather than take advantage of and homage the brilliance of the original creators. So this is issue number 4. This is number 5 with Silk Spectre on the cover. And there's Dollar Bill. Yeah. Beautiful cover here of The Green Lantern by Jeff Johns. Doug Mankey, Nathan Van Sciver. There's the arrow. Yeah, when you create and write a comic book about superheroes, you have to include action. There you go. So that's with it. This is a 2-page story that appears in all the 6 issues. The Crimson Corsair. I believe it's to do with that dark freighter thing that appears in the Watchmen series. So this is number 6, and that's Hooded Justice on the cover. Beautiful cover. Or splash page, I should say. So there you go. That's how you appreciate a good comic book. You showcase the brilliance of the writer and the artist. Excellent use of noir here and shading. And the reader is left with a very satisfying ending. So there you go. So that's number 6. Now Darwyn Cooke and Amanda Connor are credited with doing the 4-issue Silk Spectre series. And this is number 1. And we can look through it. I just want to show, again, the paneling is the traditional comic book paneling. And there you have the relationship between the original Silk Spectre and her daughter, the future one. Again, Silk Spectre is inspired by the, just by the name you can tell, inspired by the golden age superheroines of the 1940s. So, the one thing that I don't like about this series, this 4-issue series, the artwork is fine, but it really reads like a soap opera, Archie soap opera, actually, with very little action. The writing credits claim to be by both Darwyn Cooke and Amanda Connor, but they read more. Darwyn Cooke's styles to be spare and bare with text, and more focused on the combination, actually, of both text and art. And anyway, there's some action, but it appears only briefly in issue number 2. And again, beautiful artwork. But again, in terms of action, it's one of the things that's lacking. Anyway, that's Before Watchman, Silk Spectre number 2. This is number 3. And this one has psychedelia. And this one has an artistic self-indulgence. Like I said, beautiful art, but an artistic self-indulgence that I don't see the need for, actually. You can see that famous painting. It's using the different artistic tropes to attempt to enhance the story. And when the action does come, though, it is quite riveting. So that's number 3, and that's number 4. And again, it has that kind of psychedelic kind of artwork. Starts off with a kind of soap opera type story. The script says it's Darwyn Cooke and Amanda Connor, but I suspect the script is actually more Amanda Connor with Darwyn Cooke advising. It's a smart use of the artwork, there's no question. Just a little bit too, in my view, self-indulgent. All right, so that's Before Watchman number 4. And so I hope you enjoyed this look at the Before Watchman, and this little look into the history of the original comic book created by Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons. So this gives you the whole background. This is the original first edition of the slipcased edition of The Watchmen. All right, So if you enjoyed what you saw, remember to give me that like. Thanks everyone for subscribing. I appreciate all the comments. I try to answer them as best I can. And again, um, hope to see you soon. Thanks. Bye.